Grace, the 5 Fears as well, who will have to wait a little bit longer for a next upper bracket game alongside Fake Cows. But we have our 3 versus 3.
Have the answer. It is the team synergy. You see them constantly backing up each other. They're not going alone. They're not trying to do individual plays. This is a team. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Jerry. And honestly, Dread, we already had some crazy cash outs. I'm ready for our first 3v3 and see how crazy this one might get, because now it really comes down to everything. And also, something interesting, we have a DMAT now on the side of Tycho.
Yeah, and I think that is a great heads-up play from Atelco there to kind of try to adapt around having those 2 lights, which are definitely going to be trying to target him as that solo medium. Nuwak already taking so much damage, and Atelco getting the first blood in amaze to all medium players around the world with that F-car, making all of us medium mains proud, getting that first blood. But we still have a fight on our hands as Yurg did drop down and get that hand res onto Nuwak there, Diana.
Careful, they're all back up again. OG not taking quite a lot of damage here again. It's only 3v3, nobody can really interfere, do some shenanigans. It all comes down to these 3 single players involved with these 2. It seems New York now being removed from the board, the same as Yurg taking so much damage. Here's the second. OG is the one to fall from the side of Tycho. There is the quick res with that defib. That's something that Monster Pig might not have in the meanwhile, but there's another kill going on. Monster Pig now running for his life, trying to stay alive. He does not need to worry about money at this point. If they get wiped, it's not going to be all too much crazier, but we can pretty much call this one a success from the side of Tycho in the first team match.
Yeah, and Atelco was going absolutely insane there, getting a double with an elbow to the nose, and then getting a kill, and then getting a defib onto his heavy as well, already getting so much value out of the medium in this 3v3. But like we were saying, it is still anybody's game. This box did just now get plugged, and this is an objective-based game, so they need to get that money there. Tycho needs to hold on to it, and a huge RPG from Yurg ends up going out. All 3 of Tycho ends up really hurt off of that jump pad. Pika's gonna have going down, OG going down, Atelco, they all go down so fast. Dianic, Monster Pig is gonna swap this in their favor.
New York, what am I seeing? This guy just absolutely threw out the whole building. Give this man wings or and metal. Like, he was everywhere at the perfect time, doing so much damage. I mean, he took out 2 members and set the last one really, really low for Yurg to take out. I mean, that was absolutely beautifully played, and there we go. As you said, it's anybody's game. The cash out has been swapped in the meanwhile. Of course, from the side of Tycho, they're back in the game, so they still have at least 1 fight here, maybe 2 if they wipe very quickly, but 1 fight guaranteed.
Yeah, definitely. If that's the one upside to Tycho wiping so fast there, they might have 1 fight guaranteed here, and they are going to winch that inside there. OG, and we have an 8 PS on the side of Atelco too. Atelco is throwing everything he can at this match to get this W. And they're going to turn around here as the barricades from both sides end up going out. Heal beam coming through, trying to keep OG up, and Pika is just dancing around these barricades, but Yurg ends up going down as well. Now Nuwak with just a bar and a half left up. He almost gets his regen up, but he takes a little bit more damage there, trying to hold on to this. OG pops on that steal. He does end up going down by Monster Pig with those headshots. They need to hold on to this. The LH1 is doing so much damage. The healing is enough, and Tycho takes it at the last second.
Not only did he heal up the teammate while he was stealing, but also at the same time he got the kills. Pika, definitely the MVP in that team fight. He got a little bit lost on that top 4. He saw the members left and right, only if he knew they were so low HP, but he healed his teammate up. He put everything above and beyond to make sure that OG was completely fully healed up for that swap. That was absolutely beautiful, and as we can see, they're already setting up for another fight yet again. Repeated back there where the first one happened, bring back the second one.
Yeah, I mean, we could not have asked for a better 3v3 for the first 3v3 of top 8, the final cycle 1 for EMEA, and these guys are putting their entire heart into these games. All 6 of these players going crazy as Tycho is going to go down 1 more time in a team fight, going in favor of Team Monster Pig. But this one doesn't matter as much as this box hasn't gotten plugged yet. Monster Pig just now setting up this reverse gateway, trying to get the money in the cash out.
There we go. Simple, easy, and done. From the side of Tycho, they still have a few more seconds left, but I mean, if we just look at that, we saw how quickly Monster can actually wipe Taika out of the game. And they're doing a very fantastic job. The one thing that they have on their advantage is if they're quick, if they get the first one, then they just overmantle the whole other team. But they really gotta get this first pick from the side of Taiko. As long as they stay together and play this as a team and do not get completely away from each other, that's where they're staying together. And from the side of Monster Pick, they need the first plug and then completely overwhelm their opponents like before.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. Piggybacking off of your point with that APS staying close together, but APS just barely off on that corner, not enough to block that RPG, but luckily doesn't quite connect. Not doing a lot of damage, but it is doing a lot of damage to that building as this whole thing is falling apart now. All the floors collapsing on top of each other. Monster Pig with the reverse gateway to get out of there. Nuwalk, though, gets a pick onto OG. Tycho is completely falling apart as the Telco is the last one left alive with absolutely 1 HP. He goes off the jump pad, but Monster Pig himself taking him out of the sky.
Oh, damn. They get rid of Tycho so quickly. I mean, those are probably one of the quickest team fights we've seen today. Monster Pick, they want to make sure this is a quick one. So you can see a little bit of spawn manipulation also going on here. But it's also going up on the crane. Ooh, we might see some sniping going on here from Monster Pick.
Yeah, he's on a pretty good spot there with that LH1, and he's shown us he definitely can hit those shots from range. But here we go. We do have a little bit of time left on this box. Tycho does have time to take this. They're hopping all onto OG there, but taking some shots from the flank there by Nuwalk and from that crane as well. They're going to have to stick this, and he ends up going down as OG's holding onto it, and it's another quick wipe for Team Monster Pig.
What are we actually seeing at this point? Monster Pig, they found the kryptonite from the side of Taiko. It just seems like that Taiko, they cannot compete with the quickness of what Monster Pig is doing. They're just constantly somewhere jumping around. And I feel like this is the perfect definition of you have the older generation and the new generation.
Yeah, I completely agree here. I mean, both teams are playing their respective comps absolutely perfectly. I mean, I'm kind of old and turning gray, maybe a little bit to dust at this point, and I can kind of sympathize with the difference between the old and the new as I get ran around in my ranked lobbies as well from some of these crazy lights with their movement. But, I mean, like you're saying, Team Monster Pig playing this double light heavy comp in these 2v3s absolutely perfectly. They never stay in the same place for too long. Tycho, on the other hand, too, are also playing their side perfectly. I mean, this is literally going to come down to the wire as we have another team fight breaking out here. This box isn't quite yet plugged, so this fight is going to be for which team is going to be able to move the box. Both dome shields end up going down. 8+ diffusers from both teams. It's just absolute carnage in this. We have an extra 8+ diffuser on the side of Team Monster Pig, but so much damage. OG and Telco going down, but Monster Pig and Jurg are also 1 HP, and it's another quick wipe. Nuwalk getting a double kill at the end there.
Right, at this point, we gotta slow down a little bit, okay? Can we just tell Monster Pig that this is not a race for kills, but it's a race for the cash out? Like, can we relax a little bit here, guys? Like, this is absolutely crazy how quickly they're getting rid of Taiko. And every single time when we cut to a POV from Monster Pig, not gonna lie, I'm getting confused myself, because what do you mean this guy can do 300 360s and know where he is? I could not.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. But, you know, on the flip side, I think this might be a pretty good point for Tycho to get in here with this DMAT. They might be able to make a lot of plays being inside of this building, trying to get inside. And here they are going off of the Mega Pad with that Invis. They are going to go inside right now. Here comes the DMAT play coming through. Pika trying to take a little bit of a different angle here as the box did get dropped all the way down. DMAT's closing the wall. Here comes the barricade. It's in a very good spot right here as the dome shield is going through. The APS on the roof. The steel is coming through, Dianic.
This is absolutely huge. He's still sitting in that corner. He's getting healed up as well. He could be able to get this swap beneath his control. He's still trying to stick it, and he got it! And on top of that, they're all three back alive. Team Monster Pig, they don't know how to respond. They build a fortress, and they cannot rip down the fortress. They do not have the abilities to deal with all that. And on top of that, get rid of every single thing that they've set up. Monster Pig not the last man standing. They're trying to hunt him down, but he just needs to stay alive for his team to come back into the game. And I mean, look at the cash out. There's still a chance for one more fight.
Yeah, and it was really, really important there for Monster Pig to stay alive, which he was able to do, because if he died there, that would have extended those death timers. But OG found a gas barrel, put it onto that box. He is going to shoot that early, get that gas ticking to make sure that they can't really hop onto that when they want to, trying to run this timer down as much as possible. And here they come in now, the dome shield from OG coming through. Monster Pig and Nuwak trying to find angles on to get into this building, but it's such a tight quarters fight, Dianic.
Oh god, the whole time jumping out of the windows in and out, and Monster Pig, they will just get the own medicine that they have given to the side of Taiko. I mean, they were wiped in 2 seconds. The history that they have done to Taiko the whole time, they have just received it. I mean, what a game. First 3v3 going to Taiko, and with that they've secured themselves the golden ticket all the way to stage number 3 of today.
And honestly, Taiko, look, take a bow, because that was just a masterclass in terms of strategy. Seeing that swap over to the D-map